Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Hudas Anything Anywhere, and in this video we will see some examples of on laws of chemical combinations. We know some of the laws of chemical combinations are law of conservation of mass, law of definite proportion, law of multiple proportion, etc. So we will see on these some examples, okay? So let us start. So I'll give this example first to you. Law of conservation of mass. Okay, law of conservation of mass. So on this I am taking example as this C plus O2 and CO2, wherein it is said that sum of mass of the reactants is equal to sum of mass of products. See, sum of mass of reactants will be equal to sum of mass of products. Let us see how is it. See, C is given to you as already we know atomic number is nothing but 12. Oxygen it is 16, but here it is 2, so we will write into 2, which is 32. Again, if you will solve here, C is 12 plus oxygen is again 16 into 2, 32, that is 44. Here also you will get answer as 44. So law of conservation of mass states that sum of mass of reactants are always equal to sum of mass of products. Only then your the equation will be correct. Now let us go with the next one. Okay, here law of definite proportion or composition. Here one question is given to you as when 0.243 grams of magnesium on burning with oxygen, that is combustion, yields 0.403 grams of magnesium oxide. This was experiment 1. Okay, this is experiment 1 given to you. In the experiment 2, it is mentioned that 0.182 grams of magnesium on burning with oxygen yields 0.302 grams of magnesium oxide. Now what you need to do is, to get the oxygen value, you need to subtract this from this. That is, if you will subtract 0.403, if you subtract 0.243 from 0.403, you will get answer as 0.160. So let us go with another slide wherein I will explain you clearly. Yeah, so experiment 1 was given to you as like magnesium is to oxygen ratio. Magnesium was 0.243 divided by oxygen was 0.160 on subtracting. So you will get answer as something like 1.51, that is 3:2. So magnesium is to oxygen ratio will be 3:2 in this case. In the next case, see, in experiment 2, magnesium is to oxygen ratio was 0.182 grams, oxygen was, after subtracting you got 0.120. If you will solve this, you will get answer as 1.51, which is again 3:2. Here also in experiment 1 and in experiment 2, magnesium is to oxygen ratio was given to you as 3:2. This is nothing but law of definite proportion, which states that any chemical compound, no matter from whichever source it is obtained, it will contain same elements combined together in same fixed proportion by mass. Same elements with fixed proportion of mass. Okay, by mass. Now the thing is, again, if we say, suppose we are taking water, if you will take water from sea, from pond, from lake, okay, from ocean, or from a well, from any source, sea, well, lake, pond, ocean. Water composition is always H2O. Here it will not become H3O. Here it won't become H2O2. Doesn't become like this. Everywhere it is H2O only. It is fixed. Proportion is fixed and elements are same. That is, the elements are hydrogen and oxygen only. You won't be getting any extra element like H2O, something phosphorus won't be added to you if you take from a well. Okay, that's the main concept of law of definite proportion. Now let us go with next. This is law of multiple proportion. Law of multiple proportion. Okay, this law of multiple proportion was given by John Dalton. It's okay. One second. It was given by John Dalton. The previous one was given, the law of definite proportion was given by Joseph Proust. And the first law of conservation of mass was given to us by Anthony Lavoisier. Just remember these names. Okay, make a note of this. So let us see this example, law of multiple proportion, wherein it says that when two elements combine to form more than one compound, then different masses of one element, which combines with fixed mass of other element, bears a small whole number ratio to one another. You will understand this. They are saying that when two elements, let us say to us like carbon and oxygen, okay, when they form more than one compound, so say to it they formed one compound is carbon dioxide and another compound is carbon monoxide. So there are two compounds formed by some two any elements. Okay, now what they are saying, see, if you will understand, we know 12 carbon is 12, oxygen is 16. Okay, and here it is, sorry, here it will be 6 in this case it will be 16 into 2. So your answer will be 12 is to 32 here, and here it will be 12 is to 16. If you will just see here, you can see carbon, it is fixed, it has been fixed, but what is changing is oxygen is changing. That is, in one case it is getting 32, in another case it is being 16. What are they saying is like, if you will see this 32 is to 16 or 16 is to 32, that is oxygen's, and if you will compare, you will get the smallest ratio, that is 1 is to smallest whole number ratio. That elements you will compare whose it is the mass is being changed. So here it was oxygen was being changed, carbon was fixed 12, but if you would have taken oxygen it was 32 here and here it was 16. When you compare, you will get answer as 1 is to 2. That is only law of multiple proportion. Let us take one more example. Here we are taking two elements as hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen we know it is 1 and oxygen we know it is 16. In H2O case it will be 1 is to 16. Sorry, 2 is to 16 because see. So hydrogen it is H2 here, that is H is 1 because it is 2, so we will multiply with 2, so you will get 2 into 16. Again if you will take, this is H2O, sorry, this is H2O2, this is hydrogen peroxide, hydrogen peroxide. So H2O2, if you take example of H2O2, you will get answer as H2 is nothing but 1 into 2 plus oxygen is nothing but 16 into 32, sorry, 16 into 2. So you will get answer here as, this is H2O2, right? So you will get answer as 2 is to 32. Here you will get answer as, sorry, here you will get answer as 2 is to 32, yeah. Just don't see this, it is getting confused. Here you will get answer as 2 is to 16. Again you can see hydrogen is being fixed. Whose mass is changing? Oxygen mass is changing. Here it was 16. Here it is 32. Again if you will compare 16 is to 32, you will get answer as 1 is to 32. Am I clear? Let us see one more example. So one more example is, if we are taking two elements as nitrogen and oxygen, these are the two elements we are taking. Okay, so with this we can get 5 compounds, that is N2O, NO, N2O3, NO2, N2O5. Okay, these are 5 things you will get. Now let us solve this. How you will get? See, N2O, already we should know. Nitrogen it is 14 and again oxygen it is 16. So N2O means 14 into 2 and then 16 plus 16. So you will get answer as 28 is to 16 here. Correct? Now if you take NO, you will get answer as 14 is to 16 directly. Right? Next, N2O3. 14 into 2, that is 28, and 16 into 3 you will get answer as 48. So 28 is to 48. NO2, N is nothing but 14 is to 16 into 32. O2 is nothing but 16 into 16 into 2, that is nothing but 32. N2O5, 14 into 2, N2 is nothing but 14 into 2, that is 28. Oxygen is nothing but O5, so 16 into 5, that is nothing but 80. So let me write again clearly. N2O, it is nothing but 28 into is to 16. NO is nothing but 14 is to 16. N2O3 is nothing but 28 is to 48. NO2 is nothing but, okay, yeah, just let me write here. 28 is to 16. This is 14 is to 16. This is 28 is to 48. This is 14 is to 32. And this is 28 is to 80. Now see, you can see here nothing is same. Neither nitrogen is fixed nor oxygen is fixed. What will you do now? So for doing this, see, you should make everything first fixed. So we will make nitrogen fixed, getting it as 28, 28, 28, 28. We will do nitrogen fixed. So if we see 28, 28, it is already in 3 cases it is 28. In another 2 cases, in NO and NO2, we will make it 2. So 28 by multiplying with 2, both the sides multiplying with 2. So here you will get answer as 28 into 32, and here you will get answer as 28 into 48. Clear? So 64 you will get. So let me write it again. So here you got answer as, you will get answer as 28 is to 32. Here you will get answer as 28 is to 64. Remaining you will get 28 is to 80. Okay, here you will get 28 is to 48. Here you will get 28 is to 16. Now if you will compare, now 28, 28, 28, 28, 28. Nitrogen is fixed. What is changing? Oxygen is changing. In the first case you can see it is 1. Second, 1, 16 2s are 32. 16 3s are 48. 16 4s are 64. 16 5s are 80. So at the last you can see you will get the smallest whole number ratio, that is 1 is to 3 is to 4 is to 5. This ratio you will get at the last. Okay, when comparing oxygen ratios. Now let us go with the next. Law of reciprocal proportion. This is not a law which is in the chemical combinations, but yes, you need to know this also. Law of reciprocal proportion. Okay, now let us see. Here they are discussion of 3 elements. We are discussing about 3 elements in this. Okay, now let us see what is saying. The law is, you all should know what is the law. When two elements combine separately with the fixed mass of the third element, Yes. So okay. So when we are taking two elements combined separately with any third element, then the ratio of masses in which they do so bears a small number ratio again. Small whole number ratio to ratio of masses in which they themselves combine. Now let us see some example. If we are taking carbon and sulfur, so we are taking carbon and sulfur, which is combining with oxygen. You will get, if we combine carbon and oxygen, we will get one compound, that is carbon dioxide, and sulfur and oxygen you will get sulfur dioxide. Now if you will solve carbon dioxide, you already know 12:32 you will get. Here you will get answer as 32:32. Remember, I will just tell you this one, these things. Carbon we already know it is 12, oxygen it is 16, and sulfur it is 32. That only we are substituting. C is 12, oxygen is 6, O2 is nothing but 16 into 32, that is 32. Sulfur is 32, again oxygen is nothing but 16 into 2, 32 you will get. Okay, so you know here 12:32 and again 32:32. You can see that oxygen mass is same here. This and this, it is fixed. That only it is telling. What it is telling, that when two elements, that is carbon and sulfur, suppose combine with something separately with another element, fixed mass of third element, that is oxygen, then the ratio of masses in which they do so bears a small whole number ratio to ratio of masses in which they themselves combine. So here you can see 32:32. Here both is still, that is 1:1. Clear? Now if we take, so wait a second. So now what they are saying in what are other conditions in this law is that, so when carbon and sulfur combine separately with fixed mass of oxygen in ratio, suppose 12:32 is the ratio, right? Carbon it is C and 32 it is S. So 12 is of carbon and 32 we are taking is of S. If we do 12:32, you will get answer as 3:8. Correct? 3:8 answer you will get. Now what they are telling is that, so you can see carbon and sulfur combine separately with fixed mass of oxygen in ratio of masses 3:8. Now if you will go with another condition, that is ratio of masses in which carbon and sulfur themselves combine. So here it was C and here it is S2. Okay, combine themselves, like it is, we will get answer as 12:64, which is nothing but 3:16. They themselves are being combined. Now if you will divide this, the previous one which was 3:8 you got, whole divided by 3:16. See, if you will solve, you will get answer as 1:2, the smallest whole number ratio. Clear? That only it is explaining. Okay, if you didn't understand this, we will go with another example. So you know how to solve this. We already know 3/8 whole divided by 1/16. You can just solve it off. You will get answer as 1:2. Next, see, this is our slide. Okay, wherein we are taking sulfur, oxygen. These are the two elements we are taking. Fixed elements we are taking is hydrogen. So when sulfur acts with hydrogen, it will give you as, combined with hydrogen, it will give you as H2S. When oxygen combines with hydrogen, it will give you as H2O, that is water. Hydrogen sulfide, water. Now see what we are going to do is, just let me change it. Yeah, H2 it will be 1 into 2. Sulfur is again 32. You already know that hydrogen it is 1, sulfur it is 32. Here it will be again, and oxygen it is 16. Here it will be again 1 into 2, again here it will be 16. So you will get answer as 2:32, and here you will get answer as 2:16. You can see hydrogen is fixed. What is changing is 32 and 16 is changing. So 2:2, this is fixed. Hydrogen is fixed here. Now 32:62. Ratio of masses of sulfur and oxygen. Ratio of masses of sulfur and oxygen which combines with fixed mass of hydrogen is nothing but S in S is 2O. That is 32:16, right? S is 2O, that is 32 is to 16, you will get answer as 2 is to 1. Okay, and the ratio of now new element combine themselves. When they combine themselves, you will get answer as SO2. The possibility of SO2, that is nothing but 32 is to 32, that is nothing but 1 is to 1. Now you're just comparing the previous ratio and this ratio. Previous ratio was 2 is to 1, this ratio is 1 is to 1. When you divide this ratio, 2 by 1 whole divided by 1 by 1, your answer will be 2 is to 1, which is again a smallest ratio. Again, you cannot divide it more. So you should understand. So what was the law? Again, I am repeating. When two elements combine separately with a fixed mass of third element, then the ratio of masses in which they do so bears a small whole number ratio to ratio of masses in which they themselves combine. So they themselves combine means these two, sulfur and oxygen. And the before condition was like when this sulfur is combining with hydrogen and oxygen is combining with hydrogen, their masses will be smallest whole number ratio. Again, this when you divide them, you will get the smallest whole number ratio. Now let us see the last law, which is Gay-Lussac's law. Okay, one second. Gay-Lussac's law. What does this say? So just Gay-Lussac's law. When 100 ml of methane, that is CH4, methane is nothing but CH4. When 100 ml of CH4, that is methane, burns, it produces carbon dioxide and H2O. Find volume of oxygen and that oxygen required and carbon dioxide produced. See this thing, you should know this funda, that is whenever hydrocarbon, CH4 is nothing but hydrocarbon. Why? Because there are only two elements, that is hydrogen and carbon, so it is called as hydrocarbon. You should know this, right? So we know that whenever a hydrocarbon burns with oxygen or is in combustion, the reactance is CH4 and oxygen. Always the products will be only two compounds and one thing, that is two compounds and nothing but always carbon dioxide and water plus heat is being produced. That much only. CH4, that is methane, in presence of oxygen will give you carbon dioxide, water, heat. Okay, that only it is saying that when 100 ml, here it is given as 100 ml, it is being burned, it produces carbon dioxide and water. You need to find the oxygen required and how much carbon dioxide is being produced when it is 100 ml of methane. So let us see. Let us just write. We already know CH4 plus oxygen gives CO2 plus H2O. No need of heat mentioning. Okay. So if you will just just balance this equation, you will get 2. Just let me write it. Here you will get 2. Okay, and here you will get 2. So it will be CH4 plus 2O2 gives rise to CO2 plus 2H2O. Okay, we already know this is also a gas. Methane is a gas, oxygen is a gas, carbon dioxide is a gas, but L, that is water, is a liquid, and heat is being produced. Now let us see. This is only applicable only to gases. Okay, remember whatever I'm going to say now, it is only applicable to gases. So if 1 mole of methane, that is CH4, combines with 2 volume of oxygen to give 1 volume of carbon dioxide. This is a funda, like whenever 1 mole of methane combines with 2 volume of oxygen, it gives 1 mole of carbon dioxide. So just imagine if 100 ml of methane, then it will produce 200 ml of oxygen is required and 100 ml of carbon dioxide will be produced. So just let us add some zeros here. If 100 ml is given to you as 100 ml of methane when combines with 200, just add zeros, volume, it is requiring 200 volume of oxygen and 100 volume of CO2 is being produced. So let us write this: 100 ml of methane combines, so what will happen then? 200 ml of oxygen required and 100 ml of carbon dioxide is produced. Okay, that is the thing you need to remember. That is the basic funda which I already said, that 1 mole of CH4 methane gives 2 of oxygen. When it combines with 2 volume of oxygen, it gives you 1 volume of carbon dioxide.